Welcome into the Crypto Bunker podcast. And isn't it a good day to be in crypto today? Look at Sushi up 15% on the day. This feels like it came out of nowhere, guys. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but we were in a descending wedge here. And once we broke through, you can see we tested it quickly and we just blasted off from there. We've seen some big volume come in on Sushi. And I think one of the reasons we've seen this is the OpenSea insider trading information that we just got. Someone from OpenSea was basically in charge of putting things on the front page for people to see. And so he would basically trade, he would buy it before it went on the front page, and then he would sell it for a little bit more ETH, and then he'd put it back into his public wallet. And people caught on to that. And people called him out for it on Twitter. And he basically didn't deny it. He was like out playing Topgolf. This guy, Nate, I forget his last name, but you can look it up, Nate from OpenSea. I'm sure it'll come up. And he was like basically just admitted to it. OpenSea admitted to it. So it's all out in the open. And this is happening just as Sushi is getting ready to release Shoyu, which is the NFT platform for Sushi. And so Sushi is going to have a metaverse in it. Sushi is going to have display galleries for your art. It's going to be a lot more dynamic than OpenSea. And so it's going to be a lot better for artists. They get a bigger percentage of the revenue for what they do, for what the art they put out. I mean, this is no joke, and they've partnered with artists who are like a big deal. One from Assassin's Creed, the video game, just to name one, but there's many that are going to be released that we don't even know about. And this is coming early October is really, I think, when Shoyu will come out. And there's just so many things happening with Sushi right now. They're integrating with Moon River, which is a parachain that's built on Kusama, which is a Polkadot Canary network. And so Sushi's integrating with the Polkadot ecosystem. It's integrating with Avalanche ecosystem. It's a big player in Avalanche. And there's just so much happening in crypto. It's hard to even put it all into words. With Avalanche, actually, the MLB just came out with a campaign, and it's not on that page right there. But if you use Brave browser, you've probably seen it. It's basically these NFTs that are built on Avalanche that the MLB and Topps are partnering with them to create these baseball trading card NFTs, which are really cool. They vary in different rarities that they have. And so I think that this is just the beginning of, organizations like the NBA, like MLB. I think the NBA has already talked about doing tickets that are NFTs. The cool thing about that is that you can keep that ticket forever. And if it's a really good game or if it's a historical moment, you can then sell that ticket stub, 50 years later, be like, for money. And it's like a collectible, right? Except you get to just keep it on your phone, which is sweet. And it's verifiable, guaranteed that it's yours. And they can bring in artists to come and do the art for this. I think what NFTs are bringing into the world is just creativity. I think that people are just going to be able to be artists and creativity. It's like the Renaissance era. I mean, we're going through this Cambrian explosion of innovation. And what I truly believe is that, Sushi is at the forefront of a lot of these different chains. They're chain agnostic. So they're not going to care, one way or the other. They're going to integrate these different chains and different ecosystems. They're going to be part of the metaverse and part of the NFT craze. And they're going to, build things that are really good for the people and for the community. And they're not all about the profit. the cool thing is, if you own Sushi, you can stake it for X Sushi, and you can earn in the revenue of all of these things I'm talking about, all of the fees that they gain on all these different chains. You're going to be able to own a piece of that. You're going to get 0.05% of all the fees, including on Shoyu. I even think it might be a bigger percentage on Shoyu. It might be like 2.5% of the fees. You're going to get revenue towards X Sushi. So Sushi was also, a fair launch token too. So it wasn't something that was sold as a security. So if you see anything with the SEC about that, I don't think that Sushi would be in any trouble. Obviously they're exchange, so they do, trades, possibly trade securities. If you believe that some of these cryptos are securities, I personally don't, but I don't think Sushi, the token itself, would be in any danger of that because it was a fair launch at the beginning. Another crazy thing that happened today that we found out was that Ray Dalio is invested in Bitcoin. Steve Cohen invested in a crypto company. I think he invested in a couple crypto companies actually, and he probably invested in some crypto coins as well. Citibank invested in a crypto data company. Fidelity plans to increase crypto staff by 70%. Morgan Stanley launching a crypto research team. I might have to get involved in that. Maybe I can get a job in this field. I mean, if you're looking for a job, there's tons of jobs right now in crypto. Tons of them. I mean, I just see them pop up all the time. I think I follow cryptocurrency jobs. But there's just really cool stuff happening in crypto right now. And I think pretty much every macro investor in the world is in on NFTs at this point. Sorry, not NFTs, but just looking at NFT here. But no, they're all in on the crypto space. And another chain that I think will be part of this Cambrian explosion is Polkadot, because Polkadot is farther along than any other chain, including Ethereum, with sharding. And sharding is going to allow just greater communication between chains and faster throughput for different layers that will be built on top. And so I just think that, Polkadot is going to be faster transactions. It's going to have pretty much the same security as Ethereum. Maybe not the same. I shouldn't have said that, but it's just going to be a large player in the space. And you can already see it kind of forming the parachains for Polkadot. There's going to be I think 200 parachains on Polkadot, which starts at the end of this year. And they are doing a Dutch auction for these parachains. So you can put up your Polkadot tokens and you can lock them up for 2 years. And the protocol will keep your DOT tokens that you give them to. So if it's a project like Kilt or something else, maybe Moonbeam, you can put your tokens up for that, and you probably get a reward, right? Maybe you get some of these new tokens from this other parachain. You're not only going to be able to get the reward, you're going to be able to keep your DOT tokens as long as you're willing to have them, taken for 2 years. They're always going to be given back in this type of auction. So it's a really cool process that we're going to be watching for Polkadot. I think the chart looks super bullish. I mean, it's like a expanding megaphone, and it's just been consolidating in this range. And so I wouldn't be surprised necessarily to see like a dip back to maybe 29 at the most, but at the most likelihood is we just kind of break free of this and we see all new all-time highs. The all-time high was $50. So I'm not going to be surprised to see DOT at $100 within the next couple months. It really doesn't take that much activity for that to happen. You can see volume is picking up. And Polkadot is actually the largest holding of venture capitalists and hedge funds besides Ethereum and Bitcoin in the entire crypto space. There's 19 of them who own Polkadot, and then I think the next biggest is like 14 with Terra Luna. So people know what's happening with Polkadot, and the ecosystem is just getting started, not even started yet. So we're going to see some fireworks with Polkadot. I'm not going to be surprised, like I said before, to see a $250 dot by the end of the year. So yeah, if we're looking at Ethereum is pumping super hard off of this descending bull flag here. This wedge, we broke straight free of that. We're probably right around the target, so don't be surprised if we kind of pull back a little bit. I don't know, maybe we test this, maybe we come back and just quickly test it. I have no idea, but it seems to me like we might finally be in the portion of the bull run where we kind of just go up. There's going to be a parabolic blow off top that has not happened yet. So we're waiting on the blow off top. With Ethereum, it's been amazing to watch how much Ethereum has been burned. Let's see if we're at 300,000. I bet you we are. Yes, 301,000 ETH burned, out of existence, gone forever. So with EIP 1559, which burns ETH, plus the ETH 2.0 merge, we are going to see a negative 1.9% issuance of ETH. And what this means is basically that whatever the supply is at the time of ETH 2.0, we'll never see that supply again. So if there's 119 million ETH tokens out there in existence at the time of ETH 2.0, it will only go down from there. So it will be a deflationary asset. And it will be, it's a deflationary asset. It's digital oil that you need to pay gas for using the new internet, the internet of value. And so think about how big that is and maybe throw it in the comment section. Throw it in the comment section. How much of a revolution is Ethereum if it's digital oil and it's a deflationary asset? Because with oil, we saw what happened when they did fracking and they did these other things. They tried, the oil price went down by a lot, and it only has been inflation recently that's brought it back up. With ETH, there isn't going to be someone discovering more ETH, right? Like gold or like oil. So if gold market cap is $10 trillion, what is the market cap of, again, deflationary digital oil for the new internet of value? I would venture to say that that is over $10 trillion personally. That doesn't mean I'm not going to sell when it gets to $2 trillion this year. I've been accumulating this since $200. When it gets to 20K, not financial advice, none of this is financial advice, that's going to be where I take some chips off the table, and I will slowly sell every 10K that we go up from there, and I will keep at least half of my stack forever and just stake it. I want to keep at least 10 ETH to stake, because I think if it goes to 100,000, that's $1 million. And for me, that's a lot of money. For someone else, it might not be. So we're very far away from that still. So that could be a few years down the road. But in the short term, people are going to be speculating, like Steve Cohen, like Ray Dalio, like Stanley Druckenmiller, like George Soros, like Raoul Powell, like all of these macro investors who are in the game. They are in the crypto game now. Okay, we have to realize they own Bitcoin, they own Ethereum, they probably own Polkadot. Like George Soros, he might own Polkadot. I have no fucking idea. A lot of these funds have to invest in like Grayscale Bitcoin Trust or Ethereum Bitcoin Trust. But Grayscale now has a ton of options for these people to invest in. So, it's just going to be interesting over time to see who invested in what, for some of these big macro investors. So this is kind of the next leg here, guys. This was the bullet. This was the retest that we needed. We touched the 20-week EMA, which we always need to do before we make another run up. We did that with Bitcoin. We took out the leverage. We took out the leverage in Ethereum. We did all these things, and we did these retests, and then look what happens, right? Sushi finally breaks free. Finally. It finally breaks 14, right? Or 1350 or 14. It did it. It finally did it. Okay. Like, it's just crazy how quick that happens, because I've been calling for it this whole time. I've been telling you guys, put money into Sushi. And I'm sorry that my last video was like a top signal, you know. I'm sorry that that I did that. But at the same time, if you would have bought then and come back today, you know, for some of these coins, you'd be feeling really pretty good still. I know ETH was higher, Bitcoin was higher. Sushi definitely was not higher at that time. Before the big crash, you know, Sushi was 14. So yeah, you'd be up on that trade. But the lesson is, you just have to know your emotions. You have to stay in the game. And you have to understand that I've been doing research in this stuff for like a year and a half. I know that maybe that doesn't sound long to some people, but I've flipped in and out of so many different coins and just made bad decision after bad decision, because, you know, at some point they all seem bullish, right? Like, you know, I can name like 30 coins probably that I've owned or more. If I look back, you know, but at the end of the day, this is where I've landed. And I feel like it really taught me, you know, kind of which ones made the most sense. And maybe that's just for me. I personally think they are some of the best choices, because you have Ethereum over Bitcoin. I don't own any Bitcoin, because I just think Ethereum has a bigger use case and it's undervalued compared to Bitcoin. I think it should be a bigger value than Bitcoin. So why do I own Bitcoin if I just am convicted that that will happen? So there was that thesis, and understanding that deflationary digital oil is revolutionary for the next internet of value. Then there's Sushi, which is a DeFi exchange like Coinbase, except decentralized, that is going to have an NFT metaverse that's going to compete with OpenSea, and it deploys on all of these different chains. So I'm investing a little bit by investing in Sushi and staking my Sushi. I am investing in all of these other communities. So I don't need to go and invest in all like Phantom and, you know, all of these different coins. I can just invest in Sushi and gain the revenue from all of the times that those people are using Sushi with their chain. Now, I did recently go and buy some AVAX, Avalanche, because I think, you know, they're partnering with the MLB on this NFT thing. They seem to be gaining some traction in crypto Twitter with a lot of the people I follow. Crypto Messiah, Random Task, Ledger, you know, all of those guys, the up only guys, I think they all are sort of in on Avalanche. Galaxy Digital is in on Avalanche. Andreessen Horowitz, who is a famous investor in the crypto space. So there's a lot of people in on that coin. So that I did invest in that, and that's integrated with Sushi once again. So like I'm saying, if there's 3 coins that you should own, not financial advice, it would be Ethereum, because it's the layer 1 that everything is going to be built around. Sushi, which is a decentralized exchange where you can exchange value of any token or any NFT or any internet value collectible, basically, in the future. And then you have Polkadot, which I think is the interoperator of all these different things. Polkadot is going to create an environment where you can interoperate in between chains very easily using the Ethereum virtual machine. So those are my 2 cents for today. I hope that you guys got something out of the video. If you did, please like the video, please subscribe, and have a great day.